because I really am glad to see that. Anyways, we do have ManofOneway throwing out the good game, and he will be our red Terran in the bottom left. The bottom right will be the base of our blue Protoss EionXa. There's probably a pronunciation I'm missing there again. It's the small things that I will miss, but we will speed this up just a bit as per usual. And nothing too out of the ordinary going on. It's hard to cheese on a 4-player map unless you set your stuff in the middle of the map like we saw in the last game. But we will see the normal Barrett's timing. No gas just yet. Gas should be coming out for either player rather soon. There it goes for the Terran and the Protoss now. Slightly behind on that gas is the Protoss. There goes the second one though after the SCV leaves. That's very good timing. Just now the Terran does not know about that second gas, and the Protoss can really do anything off of that. He can either go for the Stalker play, he can go for the Stargate play, for the Dart Templars. Anything is open to him. He has the world at his hands. The Reaper will come out here soon and will scout after a time, but by that time, if the Cyber Core came out at the time it should have, he would have a Stalker. He might still have a Stalker in time if he chrono boost it. This probe and SCV will be best buddies for a time. A few hits here and there, but they'll be okay. Other than that, we see a second Reaper coming from the Terran. More and more of those. If we see another one, that would be quite confusing, but two of them at the same time will be quite strong against a single Zealot. We actually saw that last match, and the Zealot is moving out across the map, and he will just fight this Reaper as well as his buddy, and another Reaper being made. So this is just going to be another Reaper game, it looks like. This Zealot doesn't care. He's just moving. He's not even trying to attack the Reaper. He just must know his fate. And he shows the second Reaper. He probably could have kept that one up top, but regardless, now these two Reapers have full reign. The Stalker is out. The Stalker is about halfway out. The Mothership Core is on the way. A very important unit, especially against these Reapers. Will be very helpful in defending them off, especially if he gets the energy for Photon Overcharge, assuming that these Reapers stay a pain, because he is still making 2 more, plus the 3 already on the field. And I believe it took 4 or 5 to take out a Stalker in a few volleys, while only losing 1 Reaper last time for our Terran in the last match. So we will see if he continues that same method. Still 2 more being made. He has a total of 4 on the field, I believe. Yes, so he will go for a total of 6. He could definitely take out a Stalker at that point. And the Mothership Core, while it will do damage without having any retaliation, it will be very hard to do enough damage on those Reapers to take out, or to make them run away before doing severe damage to the mineral line. But it looks like we have a total of 5 now. Still more being produced, but Reapers cannot shoot up, or contrary to popular belief. They will take down this sentry almost immediately, though, dying very quickly, being so squishy since it is just that caster unit. And this Stalker will be no match, possibly taking down 1. No, there it goes. We do see that Stardate, though. If he can get an Oracle, he will basically win the game. 3 Marines have started immediately, though, since he has seen that Stardate, and he will jump in and out. Has a total of 5 Reapers still in the field, losing 1 or 2 of those. If we go to the units lost tab, we will see he has only lost 1 Reaper and has killed 4 units overall. One of those being a Zealot, a Sentry, a Stalker, and probably a Probe. I believe we did actually, yes, he did kill 1 Probe. And he could move in here and kill the other Stalker, but he doesn't know what to expect, and that Oracle will do a lot of damage. But the Terran already making a decent amount of Marines. I don't know where those Marines are, though, however. He does have a total of 6 Reapers back at the front of the Protoss' base. These are going straight to the mineral line, and these will be a great defense for that Oracle. It takes only 5 to kill the Oracle, and he already has 6, making 3 more at a time off those 3 Barretts. Still not throwing down his second command center, though. That will be quite a problem for him. If this Oracle just gets free kills on the Reapers, that'd be much more effective than going for the Terran's base at this point, but he doesn't know what to expect. And the Terran looks to be in a commanding spot. The Protoss throwing down his robotics still off of 1 base, though. Not a lot can be done when you have 2 high-tech buildings on 1 base. Throwing down a Void Ray, not the most effective thing. Even though he has so many Reapers, the amount of Marines right there could take down at least 2 or 3 Void Rays, I do believe, if they all focus correctly, especially with that stim pad that is started. A command center is down as well for the Terran. And we do see a bit of a switch with the Marauder being added in. and that will help against this high stalker count actually, but with no zealots to tank, those stalkers will fall pretty quickly, especially if that contested shells upgrade does come out. He does want to get those stalkers out though, because the Void Raid and Stargate play does force out a decent amount of Marines, but now the Terran knows to split his production across more than one unit type, even though he was doing solely Reapers and then solely Marines. So good to see some differentiation from him. These Reapers possibly getting into the base of Protoss again, and that will do a lot of damage if they can hit the probes a few times, or at least hit this pylon. They will take it out pretty darn quickly, and there it goes in just a few volleys. The Protoss army can move over here and scare them away, but they actually do get to save the pylon, taking it down to about a third of its max normal health. The shields will recharge though, and we see the Twilight Council also coming down. You don't want to do that all on one base as the Protoss player, just because you cannot afford all of that, especially if you have 3 gates, a Stargate, and a Robo. It's not going to work out too well for you, especially if the Terran is also expanding to his second base, and he has a decently sized bio army with Stim starting, or almost finishing rather. His bio army could crush this, and the Terran also has a better economy, setting him in a commanding lead at the moment. Protoss army is also out of position to deal with this. He's not expanding yet, so he has no reason to be out there. He will lose at least this pylon, and let alone more. The Reapers are going to march in here. That is a little bit ballsy of them to do that, but they can get so many probe kills here, getting about 2 of them, I do believe. Yes, 2 kills from that, as well as a pylon. Very good for the Terran player. Throwing down 2 forges. You need to just expand, though. You cannot keep doing this off of one base, contrary to what you might think. The orbital should be starting here soon to give him that extra mule energy. Terran either wants to use his lead or just keep expanding it, because Protoss cannot do much on that one base, especially with every tech building possible, as well as double forge. He cannot afford anything close to what he has in his base. He needs to have at least 2, maybe even 3 bases to support this efficiently, really. And those need to be saturated bases. He only has 21 probes on minerals, only 4 total probes on gas. You need to fix that as well if you want to afford any of this, or have at least any chance to. The +1 upgrade started for both players. A little bit ahead is the Terran, but Protoss can chrono boost that out. He was trying to get the +1 armor as well. Hopefully he will get that soon. These Reapers moving out yet again. If he just sent the Oracle after them and chased them down, he would at least scare them away or get some really easy kills, since those cannot shoot up. Those pistols not reaching the air apparently. And he does use the Revelation, I believe it's called. Yes, Revelation, the ability that gives that sight, a very underused ability on those oracles, because usually we only see oracles in those all-in plays or some form of early Stargate play, and that is when they are trying to use their energy solely on their attack. The Terran army knows that it can overpower what the Protoss has, though, and now the Stalkers moving a tad bit close, showing that they can see the Reapers and can hit them. So the Reapers will fall back, regenerate their health very quickly, but the Protoss does know that they are jumping back in, but he's still moving back to his natural, which is just now being finished at the 13-minute mark. So many probes being killed here, though. We have a total of 13 being killed this game, and that was a lot just there. I believe about 10 of them were just killed, or maybe a few less. I don't know if he got in there earlier and I just forgot about it, but we do see concussive shells and an armory about to finish for the Terran, that +1 about to finish ahead of the Protosses, and he can move in at any time he pleases. He is ahead by about 40 supply. If we look at the worker count, Protoss is down to about 19 due to that Reaper harass, while Terran is at a well-standing 41. One of these Reapers might go down to the Oracle, possibly 2. 2 Reapers going into the base trying to be ballsy, but that's not going to work. Another one possibly going down, possibly 2. All the Reapers have fallen, except for these 2 that will fall back, mourn for their comrades, and then possibly come back into the Protoss' base. We will wait to see that happen. Medevac production has started and almost finished for the Terran player, as well as more Marauders, another factory going down. He needs to get these upgrades out. He definitely has the money for it and the production off 2 bases. He does have a decent amount of production facilities. I think he might be reaching the maximum he can on 2 base, and he is going to throw down yet another engineering way to get those double upgrades. That would be very good for him. He is starting at +2 now. We also do see him still very far ahead in a worker count. Those mules will help him if he is using those, but I believe he has 50 energy here and 70 energy here, so he's not floating too much energy. That's actually pretty good on his part in terms of macro. The robotics bay is going down for that Colossi, but again, I'll keep saying it, you can't do that, especially now he's basically still on 1 base, only a total of 20 probes mining minerals. or 21 now, but the rest are all on gas, and that's not going to be enough if you want to support half of this even. So he does need to realize what he's doing. He does need to get these units in line, and the Terran will probably want to press his lead sometime soon, that bio-army being so strong before the Terran, or before the Protoss has any AoE. Third base is going down behind this attack as well, but he probably won't need that because this attack should do most of the damage to kill the Protoss. He does scan the army and see what he's up against. Excuse me. And Protoss does finally start that +1 armor in a very early stim, and he is charging into that photon overcharge, but he doesn't even care. He doesn't really need to care at this point either. There's literally no area of effect damage to fight for the Protoss. The Terran will just march in here and kill everything that is near and dear to the Protoss, and the Protoss must call GG at that point. Now, to recap, and I know I didn't say it more than 1 or 2 times, but you can't do this. As a Protoss player, it does kind of hurt to see, but everybody does make their mistakes. Not being mean to the guy, but you need to definitely make 3 gates on one base and a tech building, maybe a forge, but before any of that, you should have a 1 gate expand, maybe a 3 gate expand if it's like a 3 rats you're fighting, something like that. Not too many 3 rats pushes that we see these days, or at least not at the diamond level that I play at. But good job for the Terran. He was getting his third. His macro was pretty good. He just was hesitating, which does happen. We've seen a few games earlier today where hesitation was a factor, but at the end of the day, it doesn't cause anybody to lose games in this case. Those upgrades pretty good as well. He did have that +1 compared to the Protoss, which didn't have any upgrades, I believe. He might have had +1 weapons. I don't know. But good game for ManofOneway, and thank you for sending me that replay.